Hi and welcome. I'm happy you found your way here to the Weight of Anxiety channel. Jax and I
Hello, everyone, again.
are popping back on here today to share a story with you. This is one of those stories that makes a mama's heart really happy. We've had a big journey over the last 23 years with Jax, and we hope that our story will help others, give hope and encouragement through whatever challenges you might be going through. Perhaps they're similar to ours, and maybe our words will help you. When Jax was tiny, we were querying autism. And that's always been this big story with Jax. But we didn't get that diagnosis in his early years. What we knew is that there were challenges with communication. And when we didn't know what Jax wanted, it usually turned into a really big meltdown. And so I figured out my background is a special education teacher. And I figured out that by using Boardmaker, which are little pictures that we used back in the day, we didn't have iPads or fancy computers to help Jax, but I figured out that by using little pictures in a binder could be a way to help get thoughts kind of out of Jackson's head and to help him organize, prepare for transitions. And so I really remember that tool being very useful. Jax, what do you remember about the blue binder?
I remember having the blue binder, but it was kind of faint memories for me. I think the way I remember it was that I think sometimes I didn't understand why people didn't understand what was going on in my head, why I had the information, but people outside just seemed to not have the same information, just existing in their heads. And I think the binder was really just to support other people more than it supported me. It was that I had to make an effort to essentially change myself and work really hard in order to help other people, even though in my world, I didn't really need that. I already had everything I needed. And if I was happy in the corner, I had all the information I needed.
And that's a really neat reflection because I never knew that as a mom, even until we were preparing for this today. And I think it's so well said that Jax thinks that everything was fine in his world, and yet all of us around him were really struggling. If we were trying to get to his brother's hockey game, it did not go over well more often than not. Jax just didn't want to get out of the house, didn't want to transition well into another activity. And so the Boardmaker maybe could start preparing him a couple days in advance that this was going to happen, whether he liked it or not. So yeah, we use that as a communication tool 15, 20 years kind of ago. And since then, we are now leaving out some of the middle stuff of our story and fast forwarding here to this age right now. And we were surprised, we, meaning me, I guess, really. And somehow we're not really sure. We were talking about it, but not really sure how it totally came together in the fall of last year. But I wrote a book about the middle parts of our story, which have been super challenging the last 15 years. And I finished that book in 2019. But due to a lot of issues, like our family was still going through family court, there was other safety issues too. I decided to hold on to my book Wasn't sure if I'd ever publish it, but for whatever reason in the fall, the events came together and I knew it was time. And I wanted to release my book. There's a little snapshot of it. But just as soon as I said it to Jax, what did you surprise me with?
I had written one too.
I did not even know he had started a book that looks like this. And once again, there is the proof of Jax that he keeps a lot in his head. And it can take a lot of magic to draw things out of his head. And draw is a great word because Jackson is an artist and there are some creative pictures in his book. Jax, maybe at this point, again, proud mama moment. When I read this book, it's mind blowing. Just so you know the difference, my book is more very factual, but it's journal entries that I wrote at the time of significant events that I've chosen to share as a way to show that you can get through difficult times. So that's the essence of it, that there is hope even in those storms. And Jax's book has got much more of a poetic angle to it. And really, like he said in the book, he grew up using poetry to navigate a world that was not built for him. And so at this moment, Jax is just going to share an excerpt from his book.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Yeah. I think adding to that as well, I think for me, people already don't understand my language, so using poetry, plain language doesn't work in the same way for me, so poetry just adds to the idea of not understanding plain language from an autistic brain.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we'll do a special reading. So,
Yep, go ahead.
If I am bricks, am I strong? Do I sway in the breeze? Do I wither in the sea? Does the wolf blow me down? Am I bricks of stone or of glass? I feel weightless sometimes, floating, distanced, lost. I guide my body like a friend. We exist as two entities, flesh and soul. The separation is not friendly, though it feels warm, it feels lively. Just me pulling a little red wagon filled with my bones.
Yeah, we can let that sink in for a moment. So much more in that book. And like Jackson says, it's really his eulogy, so to speak, to his childhood and the hope he has coming into adulthood, and a very powerful expression of that. I'm so proud of him. Have I said that 3 times today? I think I have, but it's from where we were 20 years ago to where we are now. It just proves that time, patience, love, hope can take us to some most amazing moments. And so, for more information on the book, Jax has an Instagram page. It is
At Bones, Muscle, Skin.
okay. So all the details will be there. So at Bones, Muscle, Skin, same as you see here. When you purchase the book, we're hoping it helps you to maybe find the words that are stuck in your own head. We hope that it'll be a rainbow moment in your own storm. And it goes to help support Jax, who is right now hiding out at home. What did you say? We should just add that to include this too, that why is home so great for you, your own space?
Well, I feel like at home when I'm by myself, there is no autism. Autism comes from the struggle of other people trying to communicate with me. So if I'm in my own space, there's no struggles. There's nothing wrong. I'm just living my life as anyone else is.
I love that. And that's why he's starting on this path of writing and being vulnerable, and your support in his vulnerability will be greatly appreciated. So this has been a great chat here this morning about communication and words and the different ways that we can express ourselves. So let's do this day.